万里晴空下的面孔，庸庸碌碌不开心的锁着眉头，就像是
随他去吧，我们都只活一次。
Have you ever wondered what happens when artists from all the 90s and 80s come together?
Well, the band we'll look at today has the answer. It's called Superband,
Let's go.
and it was formed by Jonathan Lee,
What?
Ta Yu Lo, Cho Wa Kin, and Chang Chen Yue. I think that's his name. God forgive me. And all the Chinese people. and during the period when mainstream popular music was very it became stagnant. At least that's what the popular belief was. There was an existence that could save the Chinese music. The fucking Marvel Avengers of Chinese music.
That's right.
Assembled, and they came up with the name Superband. A Superband
cool.
comes from the Taiwan Super Railway name, meaning to span the music scene and move forward. That's where they the name originated.
They were obviously very concerned about the music status at the time.
Well, it is
to
Jonathan
come
Lee.
together. Yeah, it is.
The ages of 4 members also broke the age records for bands in the Chinese music scene, yet their influence was unprecedented. Despite facing enormous challenges from the beginning, with 4 members, vastly different styles, creative philosophies, making the creative process extremely difficult, they still managed to produce music works like Train Headed North, Special Line to South, and The Road within a year.
Okay.
So they created those big tracks all within, 365 days. At its inception, the band had already stated that it would only last for 1 year, automatically disbanding after that, regardless of the outcome, whether they became very popular, toured and did fantastic, they were still going to disband just for a year project.
That is so random.
In that year, they toured 52 shows across more than 40 stops, and with over 1.3 million viewers, generating 900 million in ticket sales.
What the
Get
heck? What the heck?
On January 30th, 2010, 1 year after its formation, the Superband announced its official disbandment at the Taipei Arena.
What? Bro, that is so weird.
So they went
Why?
2009. So Jonathan Lee must have been deep in his 50s.
Yeah.
And everyone else must have been deep in their 40s, 60s as well.
Yeah. They must be all around those ages.
And that's quite rare for bands to sort of be at that age range,
Totally. What is even crazier though is the amount of commitment to the 1 year band. Like the 1 year band.
Well, it was just a fun project, I think,
I
especially.
suppose.
And 2010 in the West. Well, I'll give you guys a bit of an insight on what the 2010s, 2009s, and 8s looked like in the West. So it was the time where stagnation was happening, and ironically enough, 2010 forward became the year for the birth of electronic music.
Correct.
At a world level, and it was indeed very stagnant, very repetitive,
very
monotonous.
Very factory made. Actually,
DJs came to birth.
And no, it wasn't that they were birthed. It was that they started to ramp up in popularity because they started really early in the 2000s. However, you had 2008, 2009, and 2010 were the era of really heavy punk style on rock, alternative rock ages. So the emo movement was very big in like 2009, 2010.
I mean, to put it into perspective, in terms of pop as well, so 2010 is the era of like Justin Bieber Baby. Mm-hmm. It's the era of Bruno Mars, Just the Way You Are. B.O.B., Airplanes, Neo, Jason Derulo, if you're familiar with these names from the West. So Ellie Goulding, Pink was still in the, obviously Black Eyed Peas were still kicking ass at the time. Enrique Iglesias, if you're from sort of our ends.
In South America.
So in terms of pop, prime pop time in the UK, US, even South America, but there was also a huge feeling of every song sounds the same.
It is. It was very manufactured.
The first song we're gonna check out, written by Jonathan, Ta Yu Lo, and Cho Wa Kin, and the music was then composed by Chan Chen Yu. It's Desperado, which in Spanish means
desperate.
Yeah, desperate. So Desperado is actually an English word. It just means desperate, but the one in Spanish, which I think is where it originates from, is desesperado, which definitely means the same thing.
Woo, okay. was in the same stage that we watched.
Jonathan.
Nice.
听我说，我原来有个梦跟你
Oh, it's like, yeah, it's the same stage, so it must have been the same concert.
You brought them out. So good to see him again.
Look at the freaking lineup, though.
Yes, such vastly different style.
I know.
我犯了错，你会原谅我吗？我已经踏上了末路，别人眼中的亡命之徒，哪里还有我的藏身处？我的兄弟离我远去。
That is so
Looks like
cool.
Jonathan's a big rapping fan.
所谓的人性，莫非要用血和泪来换取教训？不想再混下去。
Oh, he's in the drums. Stop.
想着想着，我的眼泪就
No,
流
Music Titans.
出发了，要问那路在哪？迎风
That is so
向前
fab.
是唯一的方法。出发了，想问那路在哪？云林爱呀
That is iconic.
什么关卡？当车声隆隆，梦开始阵痛。
Had two drums.
风重新雕塑每个面孔，夜雾那么浓，开阔也汹涌，有一种预感，路的终点是迷宫。
喂，小子，我想我大概明白你的意思。
That is so fun, yo.
经与不同的面貌也在我生命里出现过好几次类似。
What the? Jonathan been rapping for GTA
今
6.
天说不定是个合适的日子。
It's got
我们
flow.
各自用舒服的姿势，用擅长的方式，给人生我们的，不管是一种告解，还是一份答辩词。人再有本事，也难抵抗命运的不仁慈。这道理再简单，
It is vibey though. This got
是另外一回事。
a whole thing going on.
它只是被无预警的恶意的延迟。不要让某个女人做的蠢事变成你自己与自己的争执。
为什么该有的都有，还是觉得不够？天哪，该不会是贪心的念头？为什么拼了命的工作，拼了命的追梦，到头来原地没有动过？为什么万里晴空下的面孔，庸庸碌碌不开心的锁着眉头，要向谁哭诉？为什么想去看场电影，该死的台风偏偏选在每一个的周末？为什么这个世界上就是有人穷得发疯，有人富有把钞票当做了枕头？为什么新闻里鼻酸故事只为了偷面包给妈妈充饥的小偷？为什么100个为什么变成1000个、1万个、10万个？为什么？为什么我想我的我这个鸟念念念，我为了什么？
Yeah. Yes. Yes.